In the family show, so the show before the live grand show in the evening, someone stepped on that pink dress, and while I was running to make it to my marker in time, I heard, "Hello guys, it's me, Nikki." Hello. I am back after a month and a half of nothingness. We have so much to talk about because a lot has happened. I just came back from, just a casual hosting gig. I was one of the 4 hosts of the Eurovision Song Contest 2021. Now, if you're from America, you will soon know what this is all about because America's also getting a Eurovision, but then AmericaVision. If you're looking for a host, hello. So during the Eurovision Song Contest, pretty much, well, not every European country, but a lot of European countries send in a song and an act, and they compete for the Eurovision Song Contest trophy. And it is one crazy, amazing festival where there's inclusivity and the world is just, well, Europe is just celebrated. And I have always loved Eurovision. When you go back to my very first video I've ever uploaded here on my channel, you will hear Eurovision music in the background. And yes, I got copyright striked for that. In this video today, I want to tell you all the ins and outs. Who were rude? Now who was a pain in the ass? And who will finally get my 12 points because now I can finally talk about that. So in today's video, I'm just gonna be sitting down, creating a fun makeup look for you guys and just talking about my life because it has been crazy. But before I get to that, I am partnering up with Foreo. I have worked with them in the past before and they are back with this device, the Bear. So before we go in with all the makeup, there's gonna be a lot of makeup, first, let's prep our skin. All right, so let's get started. I really need some TLC for my skin. It's been through a lot. I've been picking at it, so let's give it some love. And today I'm working with the Foreo Bear. This is the next best thing to a professional treatment at home. So this device has microcurrents. Now, if you don't know what microcurrents are, microcurrent is essentially a workout for the facial muscles that will keep everything defined and toned and keep everything tight, and also depuffing, and I've needed a lot of depuffing this month. I've seen devices like this in the past, and I've tried them, I bought them, they were really expensive, but the one thing that always happened was once I put it on my skin, it zapped me, it gave me a little electrical to my skin, and this won't do that. So to use this handy dandy little tool, we need, of course, the Foreo Bear, but also the serum. This is packed with hyaluronic acid, so this will really pack in that moisture and nourish the skin as you work this into the face. Before this goes on the face, you need to apply the serum. It's like it's kryptonite. You need the serum for it to work. So to start your Bear routine, this is app connected. So you go to the Foreo app and get this baby started. So there you can literally say start massage and then it's connecting and then you can intensify the microcurrent. So this can go all the way up to 10 and you can have T-Sonic on or off. And T-Sonic will have the little T-Sonic pulsations going on, which will make it like an ultimate massage. Then you just click start. And do explain your family what's going on, because they might think something else is going on. Oh, yes. Come to mama. Really love it. I also feel like this is a great first step before you apply makeup because this serum just goes into that skin and it leaves you ready for all the makeup. And you want to place it on the jawline like this and work up and hold. Jawline, up and hold. Do this about 5 times. Really get that jawline, snatch it back. Then we move a little bit upwards and lift. Then go on the cheek and hold. Do I look more snatched or what? When using microcurrent, skin cells break down and then grow back stronger. So it's like going to the gym and lifting weights, but then with your face. Now those T-Sonic pulsations will help with the blood flow and most of all reduce puffiness, and it'll really work that serum into the skin. The Bear lasts up to 90 uses per charge. So that's a lot of uses. I could do this all day. It fits nice into the hand. It's very intuitive. We all love a good size in our hand. Moving on. And in the end, you are left with a perfectly prepped skin because you just really work that serum in and everything feels tightened, it feels toned. So basically, if you've always wanted to try one of these devices, but they were too expensive or you didn't like the fit, they were too big, this is a great entryway into the world of microcurrents. And as you know, when I'm doing partnered videos with brands, I always like to give back to you guys. So make sure you stay tuned towards the end of this video for a special giveaway. So let's dive into foundation, shall we? So it all started back in 2019 when Duncan Lawrence won the Eurovision Song Contest with Arcade. You've probably heard this song because it's been all over TikTok. It's the one where they go, and when a country wins, the following year, the festival is hosted in the winning country. So me being the overachiever that I am, with a whole lot of balls, tweeted saying, "Good evening, Europe." That's like the slogan of the festival. The hosts always open saying, "Good evening, Europe." And I said that with no hosting experience. I've never hosted anything live before. I've done master classes, but that's not to be compared. It was my dream to be involved into the song contest in any way. If I would have to clean up dead hair ends, I would do it. I would be there. Everyone that was slightly famous in Holland tweeted something like that. This is the biggest musical event on the planet. And if you are honored to host this, that's a pretty big deal. But me being such a super fan, I was like, well, I've always loved the festival and I've always tweeted about it. I've spoken about it throughout the past, and like people know that I love the song contest. So I kind of put that out there. And then, in Holland, they would say wonder boven wonder. To my biggest surprise, the organization behind Eurovision contacted me and my team, and they were like, "Do you want to come over and have a coffee so we can talk about things?" And I was like, "Of course, we're going to talk about things." My goal was to bring online to the EBU. The EBU is like the big organization behind Eurovision. And my goal was to introduce online because for so long I was watching these acts and they had an amazing song, but I didn't know anything about the people behind the song, why they chose that dress, why they had that visual going on. I wanted to know the people behind the song, and they've never done anything like that before. And they were like, "Well, okay, let's do it." And now, of course, because last year we were in shit, and this year we're slowly, slightly getting out of the shit. Obviously, the Eurovision Song Contest was canceled, and also my online series, because the idea was for the acts to come to a studio in Ahoy where the event is hosted, and there I would interview them. But of course, nobody could travel towards the Netherlands, so we ended up doing Eurovision calls, where I zoomed with all the people, all the acts, and that already was so much fun. Hello, Serbia, it's Nikki calling.
Hi, Nikki!
Oh my God, look at you gorgeous girls. Last year, instead of the actual competition, they aired a special one-time only show called Eurovision Europe Shine a Light, where I had the honor of doing online updates. So that was like my first time speaking to such a huge audience through TV. Good evening, Europe. It's NikkieTutorials, your online host. And I got some great reactions. I got cut out in a couple of countries. And then pretty much after Europe Shine a Light, Sietse Bakker, one of the big bosses of Eurovision, came up to me and he was like, "We need to talk about next year." So many thoughts went through my brain and I was like, what does he want to talk about? Does he want me to do more? Is he like, "That sucked, you're never getting a job again in TV"? So I didn't know what to expect. He was like, "Let's meet up next week and talk about this." We met up and they were like, "We think you did an amazing job and we want to add you as one of our hosts." So the three main hosts were Chantal, Etcilia, and Jan. I was like the online host, but now they wanted to give me an upgrade towards an actual fourth host. Started losing my shit. Over 200 million people watch this every single year. I have zero experience with hosting, but I was like, this is a dream come true. This is something I've always dreamt of. I'm doing it. I don't care how scary it is. I'm doing it. So fast forward to 2021, it was up to the organization to come up with a way to make it safe for everybody involved. But a couple of weeks before we went into this bubble, everyone got to know that we'll have a live audience. That's when nervous breakdown number 1 happened. So now moving towards the beginning of May, a lot of preparations were, in the works for Look Lab. So that is the online series that I would be the host of. It's called Look Lab. And in Look Lab, all the delegations walk in and we talk about literally everything. Before I let you go, with the heart.
Nikki just cried. She nearly died. I hope she's all right.
She's not. She's not.
She's not all right. 'Cause Nikki just cried. Now her Nikki just cried.
Nikki just cried.
Oh, she cried.
She cried. She cried.
And her makeup flew away.
Away.
Me with my big mouth wanted to do Look Lab, so we would have to start very early in the morning, do about 6 to 7 countries every day, right? 5 to 6. And then after filming Look Lab, which first of all was so much fun, literally every single artist was such a gem. Yes, every artist. Well, yeah. And what really happened for me was I got to know them and I started rooting for them. And once the first semifinal happened, I was like, how are we going to say goodbye to some of these people? Because people are going to not qualify and they're going to leave us. But then after filming Look Lab, we would have to change clothing. And then Look Lab was upstairs in Ahoy. And then I would have to walk down the stairs, go to the floor, to the main stage, and then we would rehearse the entire show. So it was Look Lab the entire day, undress, get in something comfortable, and then rehearse in heels the actual shows. So we started at like 8 in the morning and we were done at like 10 at night. And it was nuts. But hey, this was my dream and I had to fight for it. So let me powder and do my brows real quick and then go into the juicy details, honey. All right, so for today's eye look, I am inspired by Chelly Loves Makeup 91, and she did this beautiful rhinestoned butterfly eye. First, we're gonna prime, of course, and for this, I'm using the P. Louise Eye Base in 5.5. So Look Lab happened, and I think the number one question on everyone's lips right now is, who were your favorites to film with? Literally all of the acts were so kind, so sweet. They all brought their best game to the studio. Even if there were countries that up front I was a little bit like, I don't know if this is gonna be the best time. We actually had so much fun. I think a top 3 would have to be, and I loved all of them. So don't come at me with the like, but what about this one? Like, I loved all of them, but I think my absolute favorite was Germany. I think another favorite was Tusse from Sweden with the cookies and just his love and warmth, and like I really had a good time there. And someone that really stole my heart was Tix from Norway. Tix just opened up in the Look Lab studios and really spoke from the heart. I loved him. I wanted to hug him and tell him how special he is and that I'm so proud of him. But all of the countries were such a delight. There was one country who said no up front to Look Lab. That was Georgia. But to rectify that a little bit, they had their rehearsals, and then after their rehearsals, they went to the viewing room where they looked at every shot of their performance and told the camera people what to do about it, and then they walked into my Look Lab studio. So they're fresh with all the emotions and like what's going through them. So when Georgia had his first rehearsal, he went to the viewing room and then walked into the Look Lab studios, but I was still in here. Because they said no up front, but in the end, everyone wanted to join, luckily, but sadly, only Georgia didn't make it. So I wanted to say maybe next year, but I don't think I'm coming back. Italy, hi. I'm international, baby. I'm gonna take a dark purple. We filmed with all the artists, all the acts from this year, and then we said goodbye to our Look Lab studios, but later that week, we came back to it because, and I feel like we brush over this a lot, but I filmed with the queen of the Netherlands, Queen Maxima. She's the actual queen, like the crown. She's the queen. She visited me in my Look Lab studios to talk about more music in the classroom, and she is gorgeous. She did her own makeup and it looked flawless. And she was so warm, so nice, so charismatic, and I fell in love with the Queen.
Not a lot of kids have the opportunity to learn to appreciate music, to make music, to know what an instrument is like. And I think it's so necessary for the development of all the children to have this opportunity. So, you know, having music in all the classrooms means that we're going to give all the children in our country that possibility, and hopefully in the whole world.
We filmed with Maxima in the morning, and then right after we had a family show for one of the shows. So every show that you see on TV, you have to know that we do that 4 times. We do one dress rehearsal, so it's an entire run without audience. In the evening, we have a jury show, so the artists perform for the jury votes, and then we have an audience, and then the following day, we do a family show where we again have audience, and then later that night we go live. And if you've watched the show in previous years and you're like, why don't they laugh at their own jokes? It's because we've made that joke 4 times already. Ooh, I think a lot of people want to know, because I ask in every Look Lab video, I closed off the video by asking them who deserves your 12 points. I think let's do 12, 10, and 8. I think my 12 points go to friends. 10 points go to Malta. And 8 points go to Ukraine. I loved Ukraine. It was amazing. Oh, see, this is gonna be a pretty butterfly. I'm using a white shadow to kind of map out where I want the rhinestones to go. Yes. So then I'm gonna be putting down glue on that line and then sticking the rhinestones right on top. This is the look, honey. This is the moment. Can you imagine if I did this for one of my dresses, for one of the makeup looks? We would have to start at 4 in the morning. Oh! Bitch, I'm a butterfly. This is gonna take a lot of time where I basically cannot speak. So let me do this to both eyes, pop a lash on, and then I have some tea about a dress of mine, and it involves it being ripped apart. Be right back. And literally 3 hours later, I am left with sparkly butterflies on my eyes, and I live for this look. This is just too good not to share. ABH, Anastasia Beverly Hills, came out with lower lashes. Like, they came out with a bunch of different styles. And this one is in the style Queen. And these are so pretty. You know I am obsessed with a lower lash. And the lashes on top are so Hollywood by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So just want to put that out there. Ooh, and for bronzer, this is so good. This is by Juvia's Place. It's called the Bronzed Bronze, and it's got 2 shades. And this more neutrally toned one is perfect to have like a bronzy contour going on when you're literally as light as me, because I am the color of see-through paper. Now, speaking of the dresses, like I mentioned, I really dropped a bomb when I mentioned how every dress has a little nod, a little wink to the trans flag colors. I'm gonna be standing on that stage. 200 million plus people are gonna be watching me on that stage. I wasn't just standing there for myself, I was also standing there for my community, for my people. The last time we had some really strong trans visibility on the Eurovision stage was when Donna International won. And after that, it was a whole long nothingness until I came. And I've said it in every interview, but please don't let me be the last trans visible person on that stage, because the world deserves to see us. We deserve that light. So I think part of why I wanted to really nail this hosting gig was not just for me and my personal life and to make myself proud, but also to make you proud. It truly feels like I stood there for us, and it brought a lot of responsibility, but I'm so happy that you guys loved the dresses, and you loved the looks and how I did. So my first dress, I had the trans colors at the split at the leg. So every time I walked, you could have seen the colors. The second dress was just trans flag colors, diamonds all over. Like, I was dripping in diamonds of the colors of the trans flag. And the final one, the grand final dress, had in rhinestones a little trans flag on my heart. And speaking of Speaking of that fairy tale pink sort of gown, like I mentioned, we did every show 4 times. So we had the live show in the evening, and then that day we had the family show. During the opening where the other hosts sing, Venus, I cannot sing. We've been through this. I cannot sing. After doing my spoken word section, I have to run upstairs, then run all the way to the back, around the main stage, backstage, run up a couple of stairs again, and then breathe out and be good to go for the big reveal for the here are your hosts. So I had 40 seconds to do that. In the family show, so the show before the live grand show in the evening, someone stepped on that pink dress, and while I was running to make it to my marker in time, I heard and I thought that entire dress ripped apart. Like half of the back did come loose. So I did an entire show with half of my dress in shambles. So then Maria, my stylist, spent every second until we had the live show in the evening to fix the dress, but it did rip apart. And luckily nobody took photos of it. I wanna know, if you watched Eurovision this year, who was your favorite act? Did you end up voting for anyone? Comment down below who was your favorite entry this year. And ultimately, who would you give your 12 points to? I am dying to know. I think the number one sort of question on everyone's lips in the Netherlands is she gonna move out of the country to host other international shows? And all I have to say about that is people have definitely contacted me and my team, and we are gonna be talking to a couple of parties, but you know what? Total honesty, whenever I appear on Dutch television, the reactions are always very mixed. You either love me or you hate me. And we as the Netherlands are very progressive, but there are some really strong voiced people out there who have a strong opinion. And this is my own insecurity speaking, but once we did the first live show, I expected Europe to think I did an okay job, but the Netherlands to have a strong opinion about me. And when I saw that the Netherlands and Europe just embraced me and accepted me and loved me, that's when it truly clicked for me. And once the show was over, we walked off stage and all I could do was cry happy tears. And I was so happy that finally my dream became reality. And still looking back, it's the weirdest feeling to know that I stood on that stage that I've dreamt of for so long. I've practiced as a kid. I looked in the mirror and I practiced saying, "Good evening, Europe," never thinking that would become reality, and it became reality. If anyone's watching out there and you feel like you don't fit in or you're too different, know that you should never give up. I never gave up. And I got this chance of a lifetime, and I did it. And I did it for my community. I did it for all of us. It wasn't just me standing there on that stage. It was all of us standing there on that stage. So if you have a goal, never, ever give up. Ever. It just feels nice to sit here, talk to you. Probably your ears are bleeding at this point, but thank you. And definitely give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this. And that, guys, brings me towards the end of this video. But before I let you go, it is time for the giveaway and something that you've been seeing every single Look Lab video, the Dutch word of the day. So in order to enter yourself into today's giveaway, which is a fun one, because in today's giveaway, I'll be giving away a personalized video message from me, but also a $250 gift card to shop makeup online at Sephora or Beauty Bay, wherever you want it. So in order to enter, you have to, of course, be subscribed to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and comment down below the Dutch word of the day, plus where I can find you on Instagram so I can contact you. So let's go for the Dutch word of the day. Today's Dutch word of the day is for dream, because my dream became reality. Droom. Hosting the Eurovision Song Contest has always been a huge dream for me, and I can't believe it finally happened. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Don't forget to join the giveaway and comment down below who you will give your 12 points to, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye. I'm fluttering away. Bye.